Okay. Um, I was only ever planning on doing 2 videos today, but I actually had a very interesting experience just about self love and just thinking about it. Because I can absolutely guarantee that about 60-70% of the people watching this video don't love themselves. As in, like, real sense of self love that includes forgiveness of self and the forgiveness of others and just that internal peace. Probably even 80-90%, um, including me. Now, I remember the first time someone asked me that question. I was talking to a therapist, and it sort of blindsided me. It was like, she asked me, "Do you love yourself?" And I was just like, "What?" Just like some sort of like a blank stare, just like, what, like, what, self love, what? And then I sort of thought of what she was saying, and I realized, God no, like, I beat myself up more than I beat up, the final boss of a really annoying and popular video game. I don't know, final boss of Final Fantasy or something. I don't know. I beat myself senseless, and most people do. We are our own worst critics, and we will beat ourselves to death. And then we'll be. And the paradox is we're then kind and happy to other people, and it doesn't make any sense. And I remember I had a very interesting experience today, which really just really shook me up. It's about self love, and I was on the bus coming home, getting my hair done, and I started to do a meditation because I was starting to feel a bit bad because I'm on a juice fast, so sometimes periods of the day you start to feel a bit crap. And so I started doing it, and I remember just feeling everything around me, just all the sensations, the bus, the sound, and everything else. And I just got a thought that, like, it's like a choir. It's like a choir, and every part, every sensation is part of that choir. Like the feel of even just the normal bodily sensations. I also realized that you are the most important voice in that choir. Of all the choirs, you are the main choir, and everyone else wants to try and disrupt that, but that's a different story. And then I remember looking at all the negative stuff, like all the negative emotions that were going on inside of me, and realizing that I'm just calling them negative. They're still part of the choir. They're part of me. They're not something that shouldn't be there. It's like if you have a choir and then you just look at someone and say, "You shouldn't be here," and so they're like, "Yes, I should." Yes, I should. And guess what? I'm not going anywhere. So, but then you don't. But then you're like, "No, you shouldn't be here. No, you shouldn't be." And then you start disrupting the choir. Like, for example, if you have an uncomfortable emotion and you don't really sit with it, it's sort of like, "Oh, the bassist or whatever, who's playing a very interesting and vital instrument," that you're just like, "No, you shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be there." They're just gonna be like, "Screw you! I'm gonna keep beating this drum." But then you're like, "You shouldn't be there," and it disrupts the whole choir because everyone's like, "What the hell is going on?" And then, stuff like that. And I realize that really self love is just about allowing those parts, or a part of self love is about letting those parts of the choir keep playing. It's fine. They're there for a reason, and it doesn't mean that the anxiety or whatever you're experiencing won't go away. That's not the case. It's just that when you let the choir speak, it's a lot more harmonious, and you stop disrupting everyone and everything. And so, for example, you don't try and medicate away that really annoying saxophonist who is actually a representation of your depression in this. I need to get a better analogy. But you don't just try and medicate him away. You'll sort of actually deal with it. Let the drum, let him play, and then listen to the music. What is my depression telling me? What is my anxiety telling me? What are all these things telling me? And then you'll be able to actually work about and solve those and make those a better issue. But it takes a lot longer when you're yelling at everyone and everything. This emotion is bad. That emotion is bad. I shouldn't be feeling this. I shouldn't be experiencing that. And when you do that, you find that I did. I found that it's like, wow, man, you're all part of me. Like, you're all part of the same choir. We're all singing the same tune. And I spent so much of my time just basically going around and beating myself up for having these things, that I just made it a living hell for myself sometimes. Many of you know what it's like to be stuck in your head in this like negative spiral. That's just you trying to beat your choir into this rhythm that it's not going to do. And it's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to. yeah, maybe if I think about this, my anxiety is going to go away. Maybe if I just focus on this, my anxiety. Or it's not just anxiety, any sort of negative mental emotion that you try and force away with thinking is like that. So yeah, I found out it's a really, really vital part of self-love, and yeah, I just wanted to share it with you all. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. More videos coming tomorrow. If you went out, peace.